So when you look at the topics, okay, when you look at the topics, there are two things immediately come to our mind. The thing is that Buddhist education. And now when we talk about Buddhist education, there is a big sort of a controversy in a way that is that some kind of a special, particular discipline which we can be proud to say that this is a Buddhist education. All Buddhist education, we are kind of hiding something as Buddhism as per se. So we can see as a Buddhism, which is the whole religion, or we are just a kind of siphon out in a small, making kind of small, special discipline, which is called Buddhist education. So if we are going to siphon out as a special Buddhist education, I guess that it is only confine ourselves within the academic area. Okay? And this is of course relevant to us. We are doing the whole academic exercise here in that sense. But I myself understand that this is not only confining among ourselves to the academic area, but we want to show that in this conflicting world, in this world of very destructive world at the moment, whenever we see the news, we are seeing that domestic war, international war is taking place here and there. So it's all about how do we solve that conflict? How do we make this society a harmonious society? As a human, we have to be always remind ourselves that what do we mean by human? Human is a kind of a one confined word itself. Is that in Pali we are all know it's a manushya or manusa, which means that one who have a very creative mind. Ussa or ujja means that actually higher mind. It's a higher in some sense. What kind of high? I don't want to make it kind of measurable things. But whole idea in a sense, how do we differentiate our species from other species is all about what we do. We concern about our surroundings. What we do, we concern about how we live together as a human. We are what we call this social being. At the same time, some of the economists say that we are the economic being. But it's not only economic, but the most important foundation of who we are is actually we are the social being. So when we think of a social being, we are just only component. We are just a part and parcel of this whole society. So how do we carry on this society? We are very good at it. Kind of pointing out this and that. You see the war going on in the Palestine, in the Jerusalem, in the Ukraine, in the Russia. We are very good at pointing out, even in the Burma these days, in the domestic violence. But how we are going to deal with this as a world religion? How we are going to address all those kind of problems with sometimes very difficult and even conceived ideas. So this is a big challenge for us. So I guess that as the United Nations Day of Vesak, which we are doing, not only the part of being in Thailand, but we are trying to challenge the whole global, some sort of a problem or global kind of big issues. So that's why this topic is very relevant indeed for that event. So now when we think about the Buddhist education, how do we look at it? The first thing. I guess that I want to just cross over the ideas of discipline. Because if you go to the universities, you might have under the, what you call it, Department of Faculty of Education, you might have Buddhist education. Okay, as a part of a curriculum, a part of a discipline. You might have, even the Department of Buddhist Education if you are big enough. But again, you are looking only from the disciplinary side. You are only looking from the academic side. But if you are changing that Buddhist education, what do we study then? So that's a big problem. Because when we think about a Buddhist education, when we think about Buddhism as per se, we always say kind of a phrase that there are altogether 84,000 teachings. And that is what called Buddhism. So, in a Buddhist education, do we mean by we are going to study that 84,000 teachings? Or we have to go beyond that? That is a very important thing to think. So, I would like to say that Buddhist education itself is actually very, very synonyms, a very, very good word to use to substitute for the word Buddhism. Because when we refer to Buddhism in a global perspective, Buddhism is always in a negative side. Because Buddhism as a religion, what happened? It's confined within the word religion. Okay? For example, in Thai language, it's quite kind of very, very, I would like to say it's a very, very feeling very sad when you look at the definition of the word religion in Thai language, which is given in the, what you call this, Royal Dictionary of Thai, of the whole idea of the classical dictionary of Thai language. In that Thai language, what they say, do you know that? Religion, or the word sasana, they use the word sasana, of course, in Thai language. But when they define, when they explain the word sasana, it says that ลัทธิความเชื่อว่าด้วยเรื่องการกำเนิดและสิ้นสุดโลกลัทธิความเชื่อว่าด้วยเรื่องบุญและบาปและพิธีกรรมที่เนื่องด้วยสองอันนี้ What does it mean? The word religion or sasana, be careful, religion and sasana is the same word, but in Thai language we use the word sasana as a means of religion, but the definition of that very word was given in the Thai Royal Dictionary, said that ลัทธิความเชื่อ the belief system. Okay? Something about belief system, believing what? Believing the origin and the doomsday, the end of the world. Are we concerned about when the world was created? Are we concerned about when it is a justification day, an adjustment day, a doomsday? No. But that is a part of the whole idea of religion in the world religion sense. The whole idea of the faith system, the belief system in punya and papa. Married and dismarried. But again, punya and papa in that very dictionary, it doesn't mean as a Buddhist sense at all. It is a kind of a Western idea of sense that it is a sin and reward given by the God. When you are end of the world, everyone is judged by the God. And if you did good, so you will be sent to the heaven where you will stay with God. If you did bad, the papa, so you will be sent to the hell. That is the very idea of the religion. Again, the third one is that kind of an idea that any ritual, any activities which is related to two things, confirming the whole idea of the origin and the end of the world, the idea of the sin and reward by the God. So this is the exact definition you get in the Thai Royal Dictionary about the word sasana. Big problem. So where is sasana? So Buddhism is the sasana or not? Buddhism is a religion or not in that sense? They use the word Pali or Sanskrit word, of course, but the explanation of that word is taken from the Western ideas of the word religion. Religion, about belief system, believe in other no, believe in a God, believe in the origin and the doomsdays, which is nothing to do with Buddhism at all. So that's why it is very, very important to say, when we are talking about what is Buddhism all about it. If you fit under the word religion, under the whole idea of religion in English word, it doesn't fit. But if we take that sasana, the word sasana, into the real kind of a Pali sense or the original sense, then you will see that what we are talking is about Buddhist education after all. Because sasanang kileseti sasana. That is the origin of the word, isn't it? This means that anything, any instructions, any educations which can eliminate your mental defilements. It will be a Buddha, it will be a Jesus Christ, it will be the Muhammad, whoever, doesn't matter. But if they teach some kind of idea, if we train all the human beings to able to come over all the mental desire, all the mental defilements, that is greed, hatred, and ignorance, and that is simply called Buddhism.